saya hanyalah manusia biasa yang juga banyak celahnya, yang juga banyak salahnya gitu. So I'm also human. Oke, tapi satu hal yang saya selalu bilang dan saya selalu ingatkan kepada diri saya sendiri, ya kita semua pasti pernah sedih, kita pernah susah, ya kan? Tapi kan kita nggak perlu memamerkan kesusahan kita dan kesedihan kita, ya kan? Jadi nggak perlu berlarut-larut gitu dengan kesedihan gitu. Tapi sesulit apapun keadaannya, kalau kita tetap bawa dengan sukacita gitu, kita optimis, ya it's okay gitu. Dan saya sangat selalu berhati-hati dengan ucapan gitu. Saya nggak pernah mau bilang bahwa saya gagal, wah kok hidup saya kayak gini gitu kan, maksudnya I'm a victim gitu, karena saya percaya banget bahwa setiap kata adalah doa.
I just want to say that I'm also a human being with many gaps, with many mistakes. So I'm also human. Okay, but one thing I always say and always remind myself, yes, we all must have been sad, we have been difficult, right? But we don't need to show off our difficulties and our sadness, right? So there is no need to drag on with sadness. But no matter how difficult the situation is, if we still carry it with joy, we are optimistic, it's okay. And I'm very careful with my words. I never want to say that I failed, waste my life like this. It means I'm victim. Because I do believe that every word is a prayer.
Bahkan kan sebenarnya kayak di ajaran agama kita kan juga bilang, orang yang let the poor say I'm rich, let the weak say I'm strong gitu. Jadi yang lemah aja ya jangan kumpul sama orang-orang lemah dan mendiskusikan kenapa ya kita lemah ya. No, ada power di kata-kata kita gitu. Jadi mungkin kalau dibilang wah kesannya kayak tanpa celah, no, I'm just a human. Saya punya banyak kesalahan, saya juga punya banyak kelemahan, saya juga punya banyak kesulitan dalam hidup ya, tapi prinsip saya ya buat apa dipamerkan kesulitannya, ya kan?
Betul.
Tapi itu adalah anugerah. Kenapa sih Tuhan memberikan kita kesulitan dalam hidup buat kita untuk berproses? Ya menurut saya ada dua sih. Yang pertama adalah supaya kalau kita suatu saat udah berhasil, kita nggak sombong, kita bisa ingat dari mana kita berasal gitu, bahwa kita benar-benar bukan siapa-siapa, ini hanya the grace of God gitu kan, anugerah Tuhan.
Even actually, like in our religion, also say that people who let the poor say I'm rich, let the weak say I'm strong. So the weak just don't gather with weak people and discuss why are we weak. No, there is a power from our words. So maybe if you say, oh, the impression is without gaps. No, I'm just a human. I have many mistakes. I also have many weakness. I also have many difficulties in life. But my principle is why I should show off the difficulties. But it's a gift. Why God gives us difficulties in life for us to process, which I think there are 2 points. The first is that when we are successful one day, we are not arrogant. We can remember where we came from, that we are really nobody. This is just the grace of God.
Tapi yang kedua adalah juga supaya kita bisa berempati dengan orang yang mungkin sedang mengalami prosesnya, karena kita juga pernah berada di titik itu. Ya sometimes kan it's not easy, ketika kita sudah berhasil mungkin banyak orang yang juga mungkin belum gitu, dan hidup itu kan naik turun.
Iya, betul.
Ya sometimes ya di hidup saya pun juga ada banyak struggle lagi kan, tapi ya saya itu mengingatkan kembali saya sih, sometimes ketika kita susah ya itu mengingatkan kembali kepada saya bahwa ya I'm just a human, makanya saya butuh non-human untuk membantu saya melewati masa-masa ini.
And the second thing is also we can empathize with people who may be going through the process, because we have also been in that point. Sometimes it's not easy. When we have succeeded, maybe many people may not have succeeded, and life is up and down. Sometimes in my life, there are also many struggles, but it reminds me again that when we are difficult, it reminds me that I'm just human. So I need God to help me get through these times.
there's always a trigger kan sebelum kita memutuskan on decide on something. Jadi kalau misalnya orang taunya ulang tahun ke-20, mungkin saya sering cerita gitu ya, ulang tahun ke-20 itu momennya. Tapi sebenarnya what happened in that birthday gitu kan. Jadi aku ingat banget, jadi hari itu saya lagi kerja bagiin brosur di tengah jalan, waktu itu di Tanjung Pagar MRT di Singapura, Tanjung Pagar. Terus pada saat itu biasalah kan kalau bagian brosur itu harus sebelum jam gitu, dicari timing yang persimpangan, banyak lampu merah sehingga banyak orang lalu lalang di situ. Dan saya ya udah, saya semangat lah, biasalah Mary Riana semangat gitu.
There's always a trigger before we decide or something. So, for example, people know their 20th birthday. Maybe I often tell them that the 20th birthday was the moment, but actually, what happened in that birthday? So, I really remember that day. I was working, distributing brochures in the middle of the road. At the time in Tanjung Pagar, MRT in Singapore. Then, at the time, as always, if you distribute brochures before working hours, there are many people passing by. We look for the timing at the intersection. There are many red lights, so many people pass by on the road. And I was really excited. Yes, that's Mary Riana spirit.
Nah, tapi ada satu momen di mana saya tiba-tiba merasa, walaupun saya di tengah kerumunan, tapi saya ngerasa sendiri. Kenapa? Karena saya ingat itu hari ulang tahun saya, dan saya ingat di rumah itu setiap kali ulang tahun itu selalu dirayain. Walaupun bukan perayaan besar ya, tapi mama selalu bikin kue gitu kan, bikin kue sendiri gitu, terus ada adik gitu. Terus saya ngerasa bahwa ini ulang tahun saya sendiri, tapi saya nggak bisa cerita karena saya nggak mau mereka susah juga gitu. Terus saya ngerasa, ya saya tiba-tiba ngerasa sendiri aja di tengah kerumunan banyak orang sambil bagi brosur. Jadi disitulah akhirnya mungkin pada saat saya pikir orang lain pikir ini orang gila dari mana lagi bagiin brosur kok sampai nangis gini begini. Tapi itu aku jadi benar-benar teringat, dan ya itu sih menjadi salah satu momen di mana saya merasa bahwa ya mau sampai kapan sih hidup kayak gini gitu kan.
But there was one moment where I suddenly felt that even though I was in the crowd, I felt alone because I remember that it was my birthday. And I remembered at home every time the birthday was always celebrated, even though it wasn't a big celebration. But my mom always made a cake. She made it by herself. Then there was my younger brother as well. And I felt that it was my birthday. I was alone, but I couldn't tell them. I didn't want them to be difficult, and then I used to suddenly feel alone in the middle of a crowd of people while distributing brochures. So that finally, maybe at the moment, I thought that other people thought, where's this crazy person from? She's distributing brochures until she cries like this. But I really remembered that it was one of the moments where I felt that how long do I want to live like this?
Maksudnya Tuhan sudah menghadiahkan saya hidup loh. Saya lagi ulang tahun, gak semua orang kan bisa terus lanjut hidup gitu kan. Ini ulang tahun saya gitu kan. Berarti kan Tuhan aja masih gak give up sama saya. Tuhan aja gak menyerah. Masa saya menyerah gitu. Dan akhirnya ya disitu saya mulai banyak mikir. Dan akhirnya saya menentukan, okay, that's it. Saya harus jadi orang sukses. Saya pengen bisa membuat orang tua saya bahagia gitu. Saya gak mau fokus pada kondisi, tapi saya mau fokus pada visi gitu. Saya gak mau fokus pada keadaan sekarang, tapi saya mau fokus pada mimpi saya. Maunya apa sih gitu, mau ke depannya mau seperti apa gitu. Kalau kamu bisa bayangin kehidupan yang luar biasa kan, kita punya Tuhan yang luar biasa. Apapun yang kita minta kan bisa ya, kenapa nggak kita minta aja maunya seperti apa gitu. Kalau kamu mintanya kecil berarti kan kamu nggak percaya dengan kebesaran Tuhan. Jadi awal mulanya itu is trigger me to have a dream and to make the best full use of my life gitu.
I mean, God has given me life. I was on my birthday. Not everyone can continue to live. It was my birthday, which means God still hasn't given up on me. Why should I give up? And finally, there I started thinking a lot, and I decided, okay, that's it. I have to be successful person. I want to be able to make my parents happy. I don't want to focus on the condition, but I focus on the vision. I don't want to focus on the current situation, but I want to focus on my dream, what I want, what it will be like in the future. If you can imagine an extraordinary life, we have an extraordinary God. Whatever we ask for can be, why don't we just ask for what we want? If you ask for small things, it means you don't believe in the greatness of God. So that's how it started. It triggers me to have a dream and to make the best of full use of my life.